Greetings and salutations to all. It's Monday. Y'all know I try to come on here every Monday with a whole message for you. And yes, I hope all is well. Whatever time you're watching this, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever. I pray that your week is going to be a blessed one. I pray that God moves in your life. I pray that whatever you're in need of, whatever your heart's desire, God fulfills it and provides. Today, class, we are going to I got a message. Today, class, we're going to be talking about being a overzealous believer. Now, if you're a Christian and you go to church, you might not like this message because, baby, let me tell you something. It's tight, but it's right. Okay? And so, with that being said, now that my salutations and greetings are done, I am going to share my testimony and we're going to go straight into it, okay? So, right. So, when I first got saved, right, I was in everybody to hell. We going there today, okay? We are going there today. Baby, I was sending everybody to hell. You fornicating, and you smoking, and you drinking, and you doing this. You ain't living right. Because I watched everybody else do it. I watched all other believers do it. I'm not calling them believers because let's clarify something real quick. A believer in Jesus Christ is someone who loves without bounds, unconditionally. A overzealous believer, aka a religious person, is someone who operates in tradition and condemnation. I think I'm saying it right. Condemnation. There you go. Let me tell you something. Anyway, so I just want to clarify that. Let me get back to my point. So yeah, so again, when I first got saved, I was sending everybody to hell. I was judging folks. I was like, oh, I don't need to hang around them because they be doing this. And I'm trying to stay clear of the life of sin. I'm trying to stay clear of being worldly. And God said, you think being religious is what I called you to do? I think not. Baby, let me tell you something. God sent me on a whirlwind. I went through the motions. I did, y'all. I'm telling y'all from experience, being an overzealous believer is dangerous. And I'm going to go into more details. But I figured, it'd be better for me to share my testimony before I get into my message. Okay? We ain't going to be long because it's 9 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. I had to take my mommy to the doctor this morning, so I'm trying to, while I have the opportunity to sit down and it ain't hot, I can sit in the car and do what needs to be done. Anyway. So yeah, so I was condemning everyone. Everyone. In the process of me condemning, I was being condemned. I was being told that I wasn't saved for real. I was being told that I don't love God, that I'm not a true believer, and because of how I talk and how I act and how I walk. So then I had got to a place where I became super religious. And like I became a Pharisee. Okay. The mission, hear me. The mission of being a believer in Jesus Christ is to be like Jesus Christ, not to be a Pharisee. And a lot of church folks, we're separating believers, church folks. Okay, so church folks, they're super traditional, super religious. If you don't dress like this, and you don't talk like this, and you don't walk like this, and you don't do, you listen to secular music, and you smoke weed, and you drink, and you do this and you do that, they think that's okay, and it's not okay. Because when you're overzealous in something, so that's my testimony. Okay, I'm guilty of what I'm talking about. That's my testimony. But I thank God for deliverance from religiosity. I thank God for freedom to be who I want to be and love God in spite of. And it's crazy, right? So let me tell y'all this, and I'm going to get into it. So last night I was on TikTok, right? And it was this pastor talking about David. And he was saying how David was the good guy. When it was David and Saul, David and Saul had a little issue. So David was the good guy. But he was full of sin. He was a murderer. He was a whoremonger. See, when I'm sleepy, I'm a little hype. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, David was all the things that sinful people are. And Saul was religious. We never, the guy said, we never heard anything bad about Saul did. He just didn't like David. And the pastor was like, which is crazy. I saw this last night and I was going to do this message today anyway, regardless. Wow. But, yeah. Y'all know I'll be all over the place. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. So then the pastor was like, David, the difference between David and Saul was that Saul did not want to give up the things that he loved to follow God. But David did. That's why them guys are what David did. No matter how ratchet and ghetto and sinful he was, God still moved on David's behalf because David said, I will get rid of everything for the Holy Spirit. And I was like, ooh. And again, it's crazy because I pretty much every week I try to come up with ideas for a video, right? So last week I did the what was it? The rejection, I think it was. Yeah, I did rejection. And then God kept showing me to talk about being an overzealous believer. And I'm going to explain what overzealous means in a second. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and say it now. So being zealous means that I'm not using the proper definition, okay? I'm just giving y'all the hood. I ain't going to call it the hood. I'm going to give y'all the car definition. And you can go look it up for yourself. Zealous means to be basically like someone who is eager. Someone who is willing and able. And sometimes when you're overzealous, you can do too much. And a lot of church folks, again, we're talking about religious people. We're not talking about believers in Jesus Christ. We're talking about Pharisees. We're talking about religious folks who you gotta wear long skirts and you gotta act like this. And if you a homosexual, you're going to hell. If you out here fornicating, you're going to hell. Meanwhile, your husband is a DL nigga, and you got a couple baby daddies, or you've been married a few times, or you're a whore while you're on the mic. And so I'm saying all that to say this because if you're watching me right now, it's not to throw shots at anybody in particular because if you do not know me personally, I promise you I am crazy enough to tell you exactly how I feel and don't care. You can fight me. I don't care. But yeah, I noticed the thing with church folks. They love to condemn people because their sins are covered. And a few years ago, I want to say it was like 2019, right before the pandemic came through here and tore us up, God showed me that there was going to be a great exposure happening in the church. And I am looking and like, I'm not surprised because I knew it was coming. God said he tired of us. He tired of us Christians acting like we're so much better than people, but because we have Jesus in our life, because we accepted Jesus as the Lord and Savior. And we're not. We ain't no different from a crackhead, baby. They just don't smoke crack. We're no different from a homeless person. Okay? We're no different from a person that has mental health issues. We're no different. Matter of fact, a lot of Christians and church folks, okay, have mental health issues. A lot of us are suffering from schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, BPD, BBD, PPSD, all of it. We got all of it, okay? And so I said all that to say this. Like, if you're looking at me right now, this moment, if you made it this far in the video, I want to encourage you this morning, and whenever you're watching this, I want to encourage you by saying, if you've been in the faith, or you just getting into the faith, convict yourself. Condemn yourself. Stop putting your mouth on folks. I don't know who need to hear this, and I don't know why God got me saying this, but keep your mouth off of folks. Stop judging folks because they don't sin like you. because they don't look like you, because they don't act like you. And this is what I'm about to say, what I'm saying in this moment, excuse me, does not necessarily apply just to Christians. It applies to Buddhists, it applies to Judas, it applies to Muslims, Nation of Islam, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Witches. It applies to spiritualists, crystal rubbers, and sage burners. It applies to all of us. And I say us, I mean too. Stop condemning folks, man, just because they don't do what you do. Because God gave us free will to do what we want to do, okay? And when you have free will, that means that I'm not going to be like you and you're not going to be like me. And we have to be okay with coexisting in this world. I do not agree with sin. I do not agree with manipulation tactics, aka witchcraft. I don't believe in that. I think that is completely wrong, because God gave us free will to do what we choose. Who are we to manipulate someone into being who we want them to be? That's not fair. And it's very possible that, whether you know it or not, you are a witch. And again, witchcraft, or operating as a witch or a warlock. Let's use proper pronouns. Witch or warlock. When you're controlling someone, when you're manipulating them, when you want them to respond how you want them to respond, when you want them to act how you want them to act, or dress, or think, or feel, you are a witch. Or, again, proper pronouns, witch or warlock. And you have to be careful, especially as Christians, us believers in Jesus Christ, us church folks. Well, y'all, I'm not a church folk. I ain't religious. But y'all religious folks. Y'all stop condemning people to hell, man. Because guess what? They might be in there. They might go, and get what? And you pop up in there. Y'all going to be holding hand in hand trying to get away from the fire. Be careful in this season. I don't know who needs to hear this. Be careful in this season of your life. Because I'm telling y'all, judgment has fallen on the people. Y'all don't understand. Everybody, like, COVID ain't over with yet. It's still here. We still, God, now, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person. Yes, I'm prophetic. Yes, God be moving. Yes, God be showing me things, right? Showing me a lot of things. Some things I don't even want to even know nothing about. But God showed me that COVID was sent to expose. It was meant to, there's a lot of things that happen, but the main thing that's happening is exposure. Not just for people to be like, oh, you call yourself a pastor and you smoking crack. No. It's that too. Okay. Cynics being exposed, but people's hearts are being exposed in this season. That's the real exposure. People's hearts and what they think and what they do behind closed doors. Like, it'd be so bad that it'd be manifesting in people, like, on the spot. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. I don't know how long you've been saved for or not been saved. Like I said, this is a universal message. This isn't just for the believers, but I want you to understand. Stop putting your mouth on folks. Stop trying to tell people what they should and shouldn't do, especially the homosexuals, the LGBT. Leave them dang on folks alone. Leave them alone. I'm not gay. What's the proper word? I'm not a lesbian. I'm not bisexual. I'm not trisexual. I'm not a trans man or none of that. I don't, me personally, I ain't never thought about being gay. I don't want to be no lesbian. But let me tell you something. God showed me a long time ago. Keep your mouth off them. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. I'm telling you, condemnation kills the nation. Conviction and condemnation is for you, your house, this body. Your soul is for you, not for everybody else. Yeah, God will use you now. Now, let's be real. God will use you to be like, hey, you need to stop sinning. You know, he'll tell you to tell somebody that, hey, you need to straighten up. But it's not what you are saying, it's how you are saying it. And again, with the LGBTQIA community, keep your mouth off them. Plain and simple. I'm telling you from experience, keep your mouth off them. Because they're going to be the ones that God uses. And whether you like it or not. You know, in the Bible, I don't remember the scripture, but there was 2 instances where God used something to talk to people. He used a rock to cry, and he used a donkey to move and talk. You get what I'm saying? So Don't miss God. Don't let God pass you by because you worried about what everybody else doing. Being overzealous. And yeah, ain't nothing wrong with people. I'm gonna say this and I'm finna go. There is nothing absolutely wrong with wanting to see people be free from the bondage of sin. All you have to do is lead them to Jesus, and Jesus will do the rest. Plain and simple. Don't be a witch all your life, baby. Come up out of it. You can't control everything. The main thing I'm about to say, I'm finna cuss. Worry about your damn self. Okay? That's the point of this message. Stop being overzealous and thinking that, because you saved, everybody got to be saved too. Because you wear long dresses, all women got to wear long dresses, or all men got to wear fitting clothes, and they can't wear baggy pants or too tight pants, or men can't wear dresses, or women can't wear pants. Like, y'all get out of that religious mindset. I'm telling you, man, because you so religious, you going to go be religious in hell. We don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want nobody to go to hell. I'm fighting against spiritual forces like depression, anxiety, demonic forces, not physical things like monetary things that really don't matter, because when we all die, we're going to be naked anyway. So why are you worried about what people wear or what they do? You need to be worried about their soul salvation and their mental health. That's the point of being a believer. Okay? We encourage one another. When you know how they say, when 2 or 3 are gathered in His name, things happen. You stand up here, oh Lord, freedom from that homosexual spirit. No, God, freedom from whatever's causing them to be in a dark place. That's what you should be praying for. Stop condemning folks because they don't sin like you. And I'm gonna say that again, but I think I'm about done. Oh, but one more thing. Let me say this again. Condemnation kills the nation. Stop condemning folks because God condemned you for something, or God convicted you about something. And it's okay to share wisdom, knowledge, and truth, but keep your mouth off folks just because you don't like what they do. Okay? Love them anyways. It's called unconditional love for a reason. It means that you love them unconditionally, and unconditionally means there's no barriers to why you should love a person, or why you should support a person, or why you should be there for a person. Stop it, please. As a believer in Jesus Christ, I come to you as a prophet, as a minister of the gospel, and I'm telling you, please keep your mouth out, folks, man. Stop condemning, please. Conviction, please stop that too. Stop that. I get, you gotta make your money. Feel pastor, you gotta. Oh God, I'm so sick of the sisters, and I'm so sick of these whoremongers and these drugs addicts. But you meaning a rattlesnake and you got diabetes. Take care of yourself, people. Love y'all. Peace.